Hello everyone, this is Macintosh2221 doing a bit of a different type of video today. Today I'm actually going to be doing a discussion type video, except there's only gonna be me because I'm too lazy to get people, and yeah, singing up voices. I ain't got time for that. So yeah, today I'm gonna be talking about the current state of Nintendo and the Wii U, and I've been meaning to put this video out for a good while now. I just legit forgot about it. So yeah, let's get into this, I guess. So it's really no secret now that Nintendo is they're struggling right now. I mean, when I say struggling, I don't mean like they're about to die or anything, but it is no secret that at the moment they are struggling to understand the whole market and not just the Japanese market. So like, like right now they're just not getting it, and it hurts to see that the other people are legit not caring. Like, there are some Nintendo fans who legit just be like, oh, whatever, this is Nintendo, you don't have the right to criticize them, they can do whatever they want. And like, no, like I'm not about to let a company do whatever they want when I spent so much money and time on their systems. Like, no, I refuse to do that. So, Nintendo they need to understand that they just can't do what they want to do anymore. They're not back in the Super Nintendo days to where they were able to just sweep the competition. That isn't a thing anymore. You can't. They can't do that no more. They can't do it no more. So they need to learn the whole market instead of trying to use the same business model they had back in the 90s and 80s. It's like, there's absolutely no reason why the Wii U should legit not be getting these multiplats, and there's legit no reason why the Wii U should be. I don't know. I think it is like pretty underpowered compared to the PS4 and Xbox One. Like, there's no reason for that to be happening. Like, they need to stop trying to just be different. And they shouldn't stop trying to be different. What I'm trying to say is they should start to, and what am I trying to say? They should start to actually compete against these systems, because they have said in the past that they are not competing against Sony and Microsoft. They're doing their own thing. That's not what they should be doing. They should be trying to compete. There's no reason why you have two other gaming consoles out there and you're not competing with them, when in reality you really are, because you are also a gaming company making these systems. So yeah, it makes no sense for them to say that they're not competing when they're competing. So like, I feel as though they should get out that mindset and realize that they are competing with these companies, and that they should make their systems to compete with these companies. I'm not saying they should stop the creativity, but you can have creativity and be a pretty decently powered system. Yeah, like, they should really legit just compete with these systems, because right now the PS4 is murdering the Wii U right now. It is murdering. I legit predict that probably the moment that the PS4 is released in Japan, the PS4 will pass up the Wii U in total hardware sales. And so, like, come on, that shouldn't even happen. That shouldn't be happening, because the Wii U was out on the market for a year, yet they're about to be passed up by the PS4 that's only been out on the market for, I think, 3 to 4 months now. So this should not be a thing. Like, I don't understand. So what I'm about to try to do with this video is I'm going to give some suggestions about what Nintendo should do as a company for the Wii U and a company as a whole. And yeah, that's just what I'm about to do. So yeah, so I feel as though Nintendo should change management, and I'm so serious on this, because Iwata just does not get it. He doesn't get it. He even says that he don't get it, and I know he's trying. He's trying. He is trying, but he's not trying hard enough in order for Nintendo to actually understand the whole market. So I don't know. Reggie, he's alright. He's alright. He hasn't really done anything like that detrimental. So he's alright. But Iwata, we need to get somebody like new, like someone fresh, someone in there at the least their 30s, and at the most their 40s, because like the Nintendo has been hiring these older people to be the head of the company, but these older people are from a generation to where, you know, you sat down and played in a room with everybody. No, not everybody can do that anymore. People have grown up. People have gotten lives. People just can't go over a friend's house anymore because their friend probably lives across country. You can't do that anymore. You can't just sit in the living room with your friends anymore. You can't. So that's something that, that's something that probably someone in their either like late 20s or late 20s or early 40s would understand. So yeah, so also another thing Nintendo should do is they should bring back old franchises that people have been pretty much demanding. Like, there's absolutely no reason why we should go 2 generations without a Star Fox and F-Zero when there's clearly demand for these 2 franchises. It makes no sense as to why they are just not putting these out, because Star Fox and F-Zero are phenomenal games. And I know Miyamoto has said for F-Zero that he don't have any more ideas for F-Zero, which is why you should outsource these IPs to other companies, because F-Zero GX could be arguably the best F-Zero game made, and that game was made by Sega. So just, if you're gonna not have no ideas for these IPs, at least outsource them to other companies and let them make the game for you. So yeah, and also Earthbound. There's like a lot of franchises that a lot of fans want back, but they're just not bringing back. We haven't had an Earthbound since the Super Nintendo. There was supposed to be one for the N64, but that was canceled. So we went like, I want to say 5 gens? Yeah, we went 5 gens. No, not 5 gens. 4 gens? I think. Deal, we went about 4 gens. 4 gens without one, I believe. I don't know. I think I'm doing my counting incorrect. I don't know. but we went a pretty decently long time without Earthbound. So yeah, they should just like outsource these IPs to where people can make these IPs and they don't have to worry about displeasing their fans, because that's what Nintendo has to do. They have to please us before they can please themselves, because we're the ones keeping them afloat, we're the ones keeping them alive, we're the ones who buying their products. So they have to cater to us in order for them to cater to themselves. So yeah. Also, they need, this is a big one too, Nintendo needs to make multiplayer focused games online. There is absolutely no reason as to why 3D World does not have online. That game would be phenomenal with online. There is no reason. There is a legit no reason. You can say that that platformers lag. Okay, they do lag. Okay, I will give you that. But there is no reason why the PS3, the Little Big Planet 1 and 2 can do multiplayer focused 2D platformers online. Like, Little Big Planet works perfectly fine online. The only thing is that Little Big Planet 1 servers are not up to snuff anymore because of on Little Big Planet 2 and Little Big Planet Karting. Other than that, there's no problems with Little Big Planet Online, and that is a 4-player 2D side scroller. So 2D side scroller platformer at that. So there's absolutely no reason why this game should not have had online. So like, these multiplayer focused games needs to have online. I'm not saying every game needs online, no, but if it's going to be multiplayer focused, it should have online. So that's just something that's just a standard nowadays. Anything multiplayer focused is online. So that's something that they need to work on. And it's really ridiculous as to why it does not have online. Even Miyamoto has even said that game could have had online. They just wanted to focus on the living room aspect, which again that should not be their main focus, because that's just not a thing anymore. you understand? So like, it's just not a thing anymore. And last one I have for Nintendo is you have money. You have all this money made from the 3DS and the Wii. Use it. Start buying these Western companies so they can make you some Western games. Like, legit. I'm so serious. Purchase Western developers. Since Iwata says that they don't understand the West, buy Western companies. This is something that is, no-brainer. Duh, you should do this. But Nintendo just seems to not do that. I think they only own like 2 Western companies, and that's Retro Studios, and I don't know the name of the other one. So, like, come on. Like, this, what the heck? What are you doing? You have this money in the bank, but you're not using it. There's no point of having money if you're not going to use the money. So, like, okay, like, yeah, they are building more. They're building more buildings. Yeah, that's cool and all. But can we get some game developers in the West so people will be more enticed to get a Wii U? Because face it, the people who aren't buying Wii U's are the ones who are pretty much either they don't have games on it that they like, or they're just shooter type people. They only play, Call of Duty, Battlefield, Kills, all that. So just buy Western Studios and get these, type of IPs. So that's it for Nintendo. Now for the Wii U, I guess it's a good time for Nintendo, but I do have a separate section for the Wii U. So yeah. So for the Wii U, they need to Nintendo needs to release more games faster for the Wii U, because we're about to get into a drought after Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. We don't get a next Nintendo game until May with Mario Kart 8, and even then it may as well be June because it's the end of May. Like, there's no reason why that game should be. Yeah, that's just another video on separate. But yeah, like release these games in a timely manner. Like, you have pretty much March, April, and pretty much May of nothing, because these third parties aren't supporting the system, and for these 3 months you're not supporting the system. So this is like, what are you doing? So yeah, just release these games in a timely manner, and also just give us release dates for the games. Stop saying in every Nintendo Direct, released 2014, or released 2015, or released released like March 2015, or spring 2014, or summer 2014. Stop doing that. Can we get solid release dates? At least give us months at the least. You are legit just like saying spring 2014. That's like 3 to 4 months of guessing of when we're gonna get it. And knowing Nintendo, we usually get it at the last month of that season. So, like, come on now. So yeah, they should give more release dates for these games. Okay, so these Nintendo Directs as of late has been focused on the 3DS. The 3DS is fine. Stop focusing so much on the 3DS in these Directs, and start focusing these Directs on the Wii U, because the Wii U is your struggling system right now. You should not be focusing on a system that's not struggling. You should be focusing on the system that is struggling. So instead of showing footage of one Wii U game and then showing 20 minutes of 3DS stuff and then ending with 2 Wii U games in a Direct, give us a Direct, Wii U Focus Direct like you had last year in January, because that got people hyped. That last year, January, that got people hyped for the Wii U. People was hyped for the Wii U after that Direct. So, bring out, just do that. Like, I'm not saying you should not focus on the 3DS in these Directs, but focus less on them. So, like, if you're going to, like, tout this bit, because they did this. They did this, the last Direct. They touted this Direct as though it was going to be like pretty big. Well, they didn't tout it as it was going to be big. I should say they pretty much made it seem like it was going to be a big deal, because what they did was they moved the day of they moved the time of a normal 3DS to a normal Direct to a time where everybody is not doing anything, right? And then they lengthened it. They made it longer than what it was. And what else? I don't know. I think that's it. They lengthened the time, and they lengthened. Oh yeah, and they streamed it on YouTube. That is the first time Nintendo has streamed the Nintendo Direct on YouTube. So, like, come on. You would assume that they would have been talking about something meaningful and not just the 3DS, pretty much. So you need to start focusing more on the Wii U when it comes to these Directs, because that is at their moment their dying system. Alright, so the next thing is that they need to start paying these third-party companies to release the game. Just go back to they have the money, they should use it. Like, come on, if these third parties aren't releasing their games on their own on your system, pay them to, so they don't have to waste their money on getting these games onto the Wii U. Like, cause that's their biggest concern. They're scared that these games won't sell on the Wii U, so they feel as though they will be wasting their money on the Wii U, so they're not going to develop for it. So if you give them the money to make these games, if you give them the money for them to make the games for the Wii U, then they will feel more comfortable in releasing these games, because then they won't have to deal with, you know, not selling as many copies as the other systems and not getting as much money. So that is something that also needs to be a thing, because Nintendo, you have this money, but you have all this money, but you're just not using it, and it's really irritating me how you have all this money but you don't use it. So yeah, so now I'm about to go into what they should do for their next system, because, you know, they need to, this is something that they need to do for their next system. So, number one, don't focus on gimmicks. Give us just a regular controller. Don't give us a controller with a big screen on it. Don't give a controller with like 5 buttons on it. You know, give us just a controller. You can be innovative with a regular controller, as seen with the Xbox One and the PS4. You can be innovative with a regular controller, so you don't need to have a ridiculously crazy controller in order to actually, you know, just be innovative. No, it doesn't work that way. You can be innovative on your controllers all you want, but if you're not going to use that innovation from the controller in your games, there's no point in having that innovation. I don't see any Wii U game at the moment that uses the touchscreen in any decent way, shape, or form besides Zombie U. So this gimmick is not even being used to its fullest potential. So what they need to do is they need to make these systems, make these systems not gimmick focused. Make these systems like you made a system back in, like, even the GameCube. Like the GameCube controller, that is arguably the best controller ever made. Arguably. So, like, come on. You can make normal controllers and make them be the best things ever. So, like, come on. Just don't focus on gimmicks on your next system and you'll be fine. Number 2. Make the hardware compete with Sony and Microsoft's next consoles. Now, I get there's not really no guarantee that Sony will be making the next console, but that is a video, and that's a whole nother video. But make these systems, make your system compete with these other systems. I'm not saying be the most powerful, but if you're gonna be the least powerful, at least be up there. Don't have a gap like you have with the Wii U and the PS4. No, be arguably close to the next, to like the PS5 or Xbox 2 or whatever they're gonna call it. Be arguably close to the specs of those, and you'll be set. Like, you don't have to be uber powerful in order for you to get these games. You just have to be powerful enough to where these games can run pretty much almost the same as they run on the other systems. So just make sure your system competes with the next consoles that's going to be released. And the third thing is make it easy to develop for. Like how the PS4 and Xbox One are using the x86 architecture, they should actually keep doing that. So Nintendo should use x86 also with their next console, so that developers will have the easiest time to develop it, because developers already know x86 by like it's the back of their hand. So that is something that they should do to be easy to develop for. So these are all my thoughts as to what Nintendo should do with themselves, their current system and their next system. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. And yeah, like I said, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys later. Peace.